Deep beneath the earth, a solitary figure hunched over blinking screens. Stanislav Petrov, a lieutenant colonel in the Soviet Air Defense Forces, felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. His finger hovered over a button that could unleash unimaginable destruction. The year was 1983. The Cold War cast a long, dark shadow across the globe. And in a small, dimly lit bunker outside Moscow, alarms suddenly shrieked, their shrill cries tearing through the tense silence. The unthinkable had happened. American missiles were inbound. The fate of millions, perhaps billions, rested in Petrov's hands. Stanislav Petrov was no stranger to pressure. Born in 1939, he had witnessed the horrors of World War II firsthand. He dedicated his life to protecting his homeland, rising through the ranks of the Soviet military. He became an expert in early warning systems, the invisible tripwires designed to detect incoming nuclear attacks. Petrov knew the stakes were high. He understood the destructive power he held in his grasp. But nothing, not even years of rigorous training, could have prepared him for this moment. This was not a drill. This was real. 1983 was a time of heightened tension between the superpowers. The United States and the Soviet Union, locked in an ideological struggle, pointed thousands of nuclear weapons at each other. A web of alliances, proxy wars, and mistrust stretched across the globe. Just weeks earlier, the Soviet Union had shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007, mistaking it for a spy plane. The world held its breath, fearing the worst. The Cold War, it seemed, was always one misstep away from turning hot. In this climate of fear and suspicion, Petrov found himself at the eye of the storm. The computer system screamed its warning. Missile launch detected. 5 Minuteman intercontinental ballistic missiles launched from a base in the United States were hurtling toward Soviet territory. Petrov's mind raced. He had to act quickly, decisively. Protocol dictated that he immediately report the attack to his superiors, who would then authorize a retaliatory strike. The system was designed to leave no room for doubt, no time for second-guessing. But something didn't feel right. Petrov hesitated. His gut told him something was wrong. The weight of responsibility pressed down on Petrov. He was trained to trust the system, to follow orders without question. Yet deep down, a nagging doubt lingered. The reported launch seemed too small, too calculated. Could this be a malfunction, a glitch in the system? Or was this the beginning of the end? He had minutes, perhaps seconds, to decide. To launch a retaliatory strike would be to invite annihilation, to unleash a nuclear holocaust that would leave no winners. But what if he was wrong? What if these were real missiles and his inaction condemned millions to die? Petrov took a deep breath and made a choice. He chose to trust his instincts, his gut feeling that something was amiss. He picked up the phone, not to report an attack, but to report a system malfunction. He watched the clock, his heart pounding in his chest, as the minutes ticked by. He waited for the world to end, but the end never came. The missiles never materialized. The alarm, it turned out, was a false one, a terrifying error caused by a rare alignment of sunlight and a Soviet satellite. Petrov had stared into the abyss and had the courage to step back. Petrov's actions that day may have saved the world, but his heroism was not immediately celebrated. In the paranoid atmosphere of the Cold War, questioning the system was not rewarded. Instead of praise, Petrov faced criticism for not following protocol. His superiors, fearing embarrassment and repercussions, chose to bury the incident. The weight of his decision, the knowledge of what he had prevented, weighed heavily on him. He carried the secret for years, the burden of an unsung hero. The world went about its business, oblivious to the disaster that had been averted.